Thanks very much. I'd like to just start off by thanking the organisers of this, and maybe just casting our minds back to the first RIC conference and successive conferences, and to realise just what a fantastic movement this has been. And it was the referendum that brought it all into being. And there's no going back from that. And this, I think, is just the most exciting day, because it's formalising everything that we talked about at the RIC conferences. It's formalising it as an opportunity, seriously, to start writing the kind of policies that will allow us to live in the country that we want Scotland to be. So, yeah, thanks to everybody. This is, I think, more essential than certainly the media, who in the last week have somehow sought to trivialise the meeting today and the creation of a new political party. What room? Is there room for another party, they asked. Well, absolutely. The point is there's room for a party whose ideas and policies are actually different from those already filling the benches in the Scottish Parliament. I would argue that 2003 actually was an interesting make-up in the Scottish Parliament, where we did have socialists, we did have Greens in numbers, and we didn't have an overall majority. And it's a great pity that the Liberals went into coalition, I think, in retrospect. I think I've come to the conclusions that coalitions really don't work. So, if we were to imagine our perfect Parliament make-up in 2011, surely there must be seats for Rise in that Parliament. And if the left can really do what it did at these RIC conferences, where we can come together because we believe in really having policies that will make a difference with a different voice, allowing these voices to be heard in the Scottish Parliament, raising the quality of the debate, and that's really key. I think there is a substantial bench waiting with empty seats to take all of the people who will stand for this new party in the Scottish Parliament. And the PR system does give us that opportunity. So the fact that we might be starting, or we're seen to be starting small, I think is a bit of a joke, really, because the Scottish National Party could never have held a meeting with this number of people in its early days of formation, and we forget that. And I was in the SNP at a time where they really struggled to get people to put their names forward. You know, it was so easy to walk in and be a candidate for the SNP. So let's not make that happen this time. Let's see really healthy lists on the list for Rise to take its place, because we will only fill these seats if those of you in this room who are determined to see and committed to the movement as it is, to move politics to the left, as they surely must, then get involved. And I call on everybody, people who say, I could never be a politician. I used to say that, but you know, if you believe in this movement, get angry and get active. Because the elections in next year, in 2016, are going to be crucial for this movement. Absolutely essential that we're there. We don't have long. It's a short period of time. So the work will have to start at the end of today. This is a good bit. This is where we can get very excited about the prospects for Rise. But let's do it. I once said that if I had any power in the Scottish Parliament for any of the elections, I wouldn't let a bum hit a seat until every elected member had spent the first month travelling the length and breadth of Scotland, possibly by public transport, just to discover the country that they're about to govern. And that's my call to everybody here today. Let this party not be an urban party. Let it be Scotland's left movement. Let it seriously address all of the issues that we have Poverty in rural Scotland, I can tell you, is no easier to cope with than poverty in urban Scotland.